This is Saul Marquez with the Outcomes Rocket here at the MedTech Innovator exhibit, and it's a pleasure to have Mika Marjalaakso. He's the CEO and founder of Aivo. And so today we're going to dive into a little bit about what Mika's company does and dive into how they're solving for healthcare. And such a pleasure to have you here, Mika.
Thanks, Saul. I mean, it's my pleasure to be here. And it's just wonderful to be here. And so, I mean, a few words about myself and Aivo. So I'm a kind of a serial entrepreneur. I've co-founded a number of companies and also done a little bit of investing. And so, but the most critical thing is that I have suffered chronic back pain 15 years, and then that actually set out me to look for the solution and what's really the root cause. And that led me actually to Chicago. Well, I'm coming from Finland, and I basically read 15,000 science papers over the course of many years, and then I started calling the Chinese, basically European basic researchers, and then I actually found the top-notch guy, absolutely contrarian leader in the field of pain neuroscience here at Northwestern, called Professor Vania Apkarian.
Fascinating. So the work that you do is really kind of inspired by some of the suffering that you've felt, and you've found kind of a disruptor in a clinician and researcher here on pain management. So tell us a little bit about Aivo, your company, what you guys do, and how you're solving for problems in healthcare, and what makes you different.
That's a great question. So basically, I mean, what is currently out there in the market? So there are mostly, just some bandage or how do you call that? Yeah, band-aids. That there's nobody that actually goes, deeper. What we believe is really the root cause of chronic pain. So the Vania's work over the past 3 decades has actually revealed that chronic pain is really about neuroplasticity. It's about emotional learning, emotional memory. That there's nothing wrong with the body part. While the existing health system, pretty much everybody, they focus on the body part. While our science actually tells that you should focus on the brain, and so that's the beginning. And the second thing is that I have basically worked on this with Vania over the past 5 years, and now we have biomarkers that we can put people into clinical phenotypes, and we can deliver a full stack service over a mobile.
That's fascinating. So solving for chronic pain by addressing the mental factors, you've established these phenotypes to address certain types of pain. And so tell us how that's different, and how exactly you guys are delivering.
Yeah. Excellent question. I mean, the difference comes from 2 things. I mean, they sound kind of a little bit naive. So I mean, unlike our competition, we're packed with really heavy-duty science. So I mean, they just have existing methods which they deliver without a kind of good understanding what are the basic mechanisms, while we do. And the second thing is that we focus on pain relief. Have a look at the startups out there that are really going after, or incumbents. They just deliver pills. They have no idea whether it should be A or B or C, or it should be 2 times A. Nothing works. Maybe more MRIs, more everything. And so while we're taking this kind of a data-driven approach that we know that we're profiling, so the biomarkers that were initially found through neuroimaging. But we now have a kind of a surrogate biomarkers that we know exactly what's going to work for you.
That's really fascinating. So for all of you experiencing pain, there's an opportunity to think about approaches that help solve for that pain, and at the larger level, providers, payers, and employers that are looking for solutions for chronic pain that debilitates workers from being productive at work, etc. There's an opportunity to tackle this. So tell us what makes you most excited today, Mika.
Yeah, what really makes me most excited, I mean, this is my personal suffering the past 15 years, but I think I'm no different. So anyone with long-lasting chronic pain, their quality of life is miserable. Being able to help others, fellow sufferers, and then I would also like to. I mean, that inspires me most, being able to help others. And I think that what is really crucial and critical is that the employer healthcare is going to be the decisive. So first we go after low back pain, which has chronified, but we also have tools which we are kind of seeing early data from our lab that we will be able to prevent not only reverse a chronic pain, we will be able to prevent that when it actually happens. So that's super exciting and a lot of kind of money to be saved for employers and insurance companies as well.
Well, that's a huge opportunity that you're tackling, Mika, and I'm super excited for what you and your team are working on. What call to action would you leave to the listeners and viewers of this podcast and videocast? Where do they need to visit you to learn more, and what's the call to action?
Yeah, that's a great thing again. So I mean, right now we're actually kind of going after direct-to-consumer, pilots, basically proving the initial efficacy here in the state of Illinois as well as in California. But I mean, if I understood it correctly, so your audience is mostly, health providers as well as employers. So by the end of this year, we're looking to find, a handful of, advanced, companies that actually would like to start a pilot with us, either in California or here in Illinois. You can contact us at aivohealth.com, and so then we can actually, look together how we could work together on this problem.
So there you have it, folks. Aivo Health. That's AIVO. Is it health.com? Aivohealth.com. Contact Mika and his team. He's going to be looking for providers and employers that can work with them to really take a look at this new way to solve for pain. So Mika, thanks again for your time.
It was great.